Though we're not quite there yet, it's probably only a matter of time before UK anglers start fitting increasingly bigger engines to their trail boats in the same way that the Americans currently do. They even use engines as big as 200 horsepower on fresh water and are more than happy to open them right up. This, for example, is the peacock bass fishing trip on the Biscayne Canal, running through the centre of downtown Miami. In the US, trail boats in the 18 to 25 foot range way outnumber anything bigger, particularly amongst professional guys taking anglers out for a living, with engines in the 150 to 250 bracket outnumbering anything smaller. When I got my first planing boat back in the 1980s, it had a 35 horsepower engine fitted to it. Back then, a 50 was a monster, with anything bigger considered excessive. Today's Warrior 175 package comes with 100 horsepower on the back, making our 90 look a little undergunned. But is it? Power is all very well, if you know how and when to use it. A case then of weighing up the pros and cons. The three main considerations as I see them are: can you use it, do you need to use it, and can you afford to use it? Taking them one at a time, the power you can reasonably use often comes down to the conditions and type of wave patterns you typically get in your area. Getting hammered in a pounding sea does neither you nor your boat any good. It will be far more comfortable under those circumstances, as well as economical, to run a big engine at say 2/3 throttle, keeping the extra power in reserve. Big outboards are obviously going to be thirsty beasts, which in America, with its fuel prices at less than half of those here in the UK, is bound to be less of a consideration. Yet even they complain about the cost. The big bonus with extra power is hitting more distant fishing grounds, increased fishing time, and the potential to try more marks within the same day. Based on competitive price tagging, reliability, maintenance requirements and fuel economy, and evidenced by current purchasing trends, American boat owners, like the UK counterparts, are currently heaping lots of praise on the Suzuki DF range. This particular model, which we had on test at Cape Coral in Florida for a couple of weeks, is a Suzuki DF250. As a Suzuki user here in the UK, ease of starting, fuel economy, responsiveness, reliability and power have always been the key persuaders, all of which our DF90 has delivered in abundance, and the DF250 has mirrored that. Obviously, with its 3.6 litre V6 engine, it's going to drink more fuel than our DF90, but it is pushing along a considerably bigger lump of boat with much more laden weight, and at a greater rate of knots. At 580 pounds in weight, it reputedly delivers the best power to weight ratio in its class, helped to no small degree by its extremely low 2.29 to 1 gear ratio to facilitate a much bigger prop for quicker acceleration and maximum pace. Obviously, many factors, including hull design, gross laden weight and marine growth on the underside, along with the engine setup and maintenance, are all determining factors in pace and fuel consumption, which is true across the board regardless of engine make. Considered as an overall package, for me, Suzuki definitely has the edge. A fact increasingly being recognised by the number and range of Suzuki outboards now in regular use on both sides of the Atlantic.